All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are going to do an AI sector review. I might be a little aggressive here, but I'm going to try to actually look at 5 tickers today, all right? We're going to try to look at SOUNDHOUND, Palantir, not AI as in C3 AI, but AI as in AEYE. That's a new one that came up on the viewer request, actually. BBAI and then GFAI, Bullfrog and Guard Force and Big Bear at the end, okay? So look, I've said a couple things, right? Whenever I talk about the AI sector, first and foremost, look, NASDAQ is king, all right? And when we look at NASDAQ, I've been saying it in the last couple of videos, all right? What it seems like we're doing is we're oscillating on this 50. Down, up, down, back up, like it did, right? Like we're basically dancing on this 20 and 50. All right. I think we really need to wait for it to do something definitive. The issue is, I think it's taking too long, and some of the stocks are giving up, and that's kind of what I'm seeing on SOUNDHOUND right here. All right. So the truth is, I don't know how all 5 of these look like. All right. Big Bear, I just actually looked at. BBAI, SOUNDHOUND, we're obviously looking at here. I think Palantir is trying to do its best. AI, the AEYE, has been moving a lot, so I'm actually really curious to cover this one. And then, yeah, I actually have absolutely no idea what Guard Force looks like. So before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, though, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me out so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you actually share the video. I'm actually not the best at doing that, all right? And then again, I have links to the Discord group on the YouTube comments, but let's get into it and look. There are a few things I say across every video, regardless what the stock is. I don't care if it's an AI ticker. I don't care if it's a penny stock. I don't care if it's a $3,000 blue chip stock, right? Like, end of the day, these 5 colorful lines, these 5 moving averages, to me at least, help keep everything equal. All right. And I don't care what the stock is. You either break above all 5 and you fly up, 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 or you fall under all 5 and you die down, down. All right. We are at this point under all the moving averages. All right. We've actually been under for a full 5 trading days, and it came right after the doji, right on the important line. All right. There's a lot of reason in my head to be worried here. All right. Again, first simple one is you're under all 5. That's never a good place for your hard-earned money. Obviously, you're going to be under the 8 and the 20 if you're under all 5. And you know bad things happen under the 8 and the 20 in my book. All right. I've been stressing so much that I just really wouldn't touch the stock until it got over it. All right. It now clearly looks like the 50 is not even the line that it needs to get over the 100 moving average, which basically has been moving horizontally. This thing has, I mean, you can see it's kind of coming down. Don't get me wrong. It was up here. Now it's kind of down here. But yeah, this thing is going to move really slowly down. All right. And it's going to take a long time to get over this. And I'm telling you, at this point, there's a lot of reason for me to believe that 150 is going to become a quick reality. All right. Why do I say that? All right. Look, between these 2 lines, all right, this 203 and 152. Red, one quick green, one quick red, green, red, green, a whole mess of nothing. That's nothing in my eye. Like, there is nothing but speed down, speed up, speed down, speed down. Like, if we lose 203, it's going to be speed down. And look, we almost lost it right here. All right, we didn't confirm. And just as I say, you got to wait for confirmation up. There is a need for confirmation down. But 2 bad candles under 203, and I would not be surprised if it was one ugly, devastating candle to 152. All right. This RSI is still really high at 43. All right. It wasn't, sorry to zoom in and out so much. It wasn't that long ago. Look at this. Look at the bottom. The RSI was 15 not that long ago. Even this line, what are you? 22, 21. There is plenty of room for this thing to go down. All right. I'm seeing a very, very strong red line sloping down, and actually the real worry is it's sloping down very slowly. It's actually in no hurry to drop quickly, and that's bad because you want this to drop low so that it can go back up, right? But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I think there's more reason to believe 152 here. All right, volume, I haven't even talked about volume yet, right? Sorry to zoom in and out so much, but we still haven't consistently broken that 50 average line. All right. If we are seeing this level of red volume above this line, like it's starting to pick up a little bit, right? Like, well, I don't know what tomorrow's volume is going to be, but I'll tell you, if it's a red one right here, that 203 line has very, very, very little chance, in my opinion. All right. The higher it goes, you know what I mean? So I'll end it with this. It is now getting extremely harder to break 250. Okay, why do I say that? Look, this purple line has been living here for a while, the 200 moving average. We've tried, we actually did all right, and we couldn't, right? Not only are we going to now have to try to break this thing, the 50 is pretty much on the way. The 50 is probably going to be there, what, by Friday or Monday at the latest, right? So we are now adding another layer of difficulty to breaking 250. All right. Last time, I'm going to say it, I would not touch this stock under 285. I really, really wouldn't. All right. I have said nothing about the fundamentals of SoundHound. All right. I for sure have said multiple times, and I'm not taking it like I believe in AI stocks. I believe in the AI sector. I believe AI is the future. I believe in these 5 lines, in these indicators down here. Obviously, I use a personal move, like I use the 1 and the 2 when I move my money, but like they're not that much different from this, all right? I care more about colorful lines and indicators than I care about what some random 4 letters mean on paper. Because end of the day, so much can happen between now and then. You know what I mean? So that's at least a good view of the daily. Let's look at the weekly. And look, if we're under all the moving averages on the daily and we're under all the moving averages on the weekly, that's scary. That's really, really scary because actually last week was under them all. This week is continuing to be under them all. And all we really have are these 3. That's not a very long 50 moving average line. There is no 100 moving average, right? Because we're talking about weeks here. We need 100 weeks before we'll get it, right? Like all of that to here was 50, right? That's why we got the 50 line right here and not right here. But we still got a ways to go to double. I mean, just look, the distance from here to here is maybe from here to here, right? Like there's still a long ways till we get that next one. And as of now, we're under all 3, which is the equivalent to under all 5 and die. It's just under all 3 and die, or under or above all 3 and fly, right? So daily's looking scary, weekly's looking scary. I don't think the worst is over here. Be careful. Let me know if you disagree. You know I'm not here pretending to be perfect or all-knowing, right? But let me know your thoughts and opinions. Please, please, please. All right. Let's take a look at Palantir. What's going on with Palantir? All right. One thing I've said is I for sure rank Palantir higher than SoundHound. Okay, I really, really believe Palantir needs to do good things for SoundHound to even have a remote possibility of doing good things. As SoundHound is falling below all the moving averages, Palantir is doing its best. It's doing its best to what? To hold a 50 moving average. It's clearly under it. It's been under it since, I mean, basically this, right? Since the beginning of August, it's been under it. One little moment right here above it, right? But that 50 line is no longer our friend. But hey, at least we're not giving up the battle, all right? I've said in other videos, I still kind of have to say it here. It really seems like this is going to want to come down here. I like that the MACD is trying to get back into the positive. I like that the RSI is creeping up. I actually for sure see more green candles than red candles in the volume side, right? But end of the day, all these greens are still under that 50 moving average. If they were above it like this little window was, we would see a different chart. All right. I think people believe in Palantir a little more. I think that's why people are willing to accept this horizontalness and not like give up on it. But it's hard. Like I'm trying to like, it's hard for me to believe that we're gonna break the 50. It is. We're actually a decent it looks like it's not a lot, but there's a lot between where we're at and where this needs to be. You know, and even just getting a little bit over it, like we've tried to do, I really think 1660 is a good line. I do. I don't think I would touch this thing under 1660. All right, because like we're it's hard. It is. Because again, I flashed the NASDAQ in the beginning, right? I saw what it looked like moments ago. But NASDAQ is giving us reasons to believe it wants to break the 50 as well. I think I'm a little pessimistic here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right? Like I just see the oscillation here. I'm seeing the do its best to hold. I don't know if either's holding. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if you disagree. All right. I'm actually talking to myself and like trying to like think this out as I'm saying the words like live to you all. Right. But I don't think I'm a believer just yet. I actually really don't. I think it's close. I think there might be a chance that we see something like this where we see a good candle peak. I really, really, really think patience is king here. I think waiting for 16 something to break, and a good 16 something on the higher side than on the lower side, right? And then from there, hopefully we ride that $2 move. And $2 ain't that bad. That's a little bit more than 10%, right? And I hope you see it. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 red. Hopefully it's a quick green, 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 green all the way up, right? Like I like these fast moving channels when the goal is to go down from up, right? But right now, I think the entire story is the 50 moving average. And one more time, just because it looks like NASDAQ's close, NASDAQ's been close, NASDAQ's been close, NASDAQ's been close. Man, I need a little bit more. I do. I need a little bit more on both. All right. Again, let me know if you I don't think I look at the weekly. Let's get the weekly real quick. Man, again, there are more good things here than bad, in all honesty. All right. We're still seeing the 8 and 20 go up. We're actually still seeing the 50 go up. We're actually doing our best to get back over the 8 moving average on the weekly. There's still a couple days. What's today? Thursday? Today's Wednesday or Thursday? Damn, Thursday. We have one more day left. Damn, how sad is that, right? I'm still not a believer. Man, I might be wrong. Please let me know if you disagree on this one. All right, actually, but I think I think there's reasons to be pessimistic. I think that's the best thing I got to say. Let me know if you disagree. All right, AEYE again. So this is the new one I'm going to cover. What I normally cover is AI, which is C3 AI. I'm not doing that on this one. I'm covering AI, which is audio I. All right. And look, I hope you see why the interest is here, right? First and foremost, you know I normally start here. We got to look down here, people. There is 149,000 shares being traded, and that is a big, crazy candle on this thing. This stock, aside from a couple moments, damn, I wish I didn't zoom in that much because I actually didn't know. You know what? I don't know a lot about this stock, so let me slow myself down and look at this thing. All right. First off, it's relatively old, actually. It's been around since 2018. We've seen much younger stocks. It knows what to do over moving averages. All right. And that's an important thing to know on a stock. Like it knows how to, like, for most of a year, right? From basically this AMJ to this AMJ for one full year, it was riding those moving averages up. That's good to know. It knows how to do it. All right. What the realities of lately are far under. We've been horizontal and failed. We're horizontal again. All right. There's a couple different things I normally don't talk about that I'm going to talk about on this one. All right. There's something that I see quickly. So very rough. That's that downtrend. I'm thinking we're just going to do that again. Very rough. What I now see is this downtrend. And what's cool is the slope is actually flattening out. All right. What the theory is hopefully the next one is maybe just that. And then we start to actually go flat. And then we actually start to go up. That's how that theory works. All right. Hopefully that made sense. Throw it in the comments if it didn't. All right. But what I see is a very steep down. Now I see a less steep down. Though that's a good thing. All right, that is a good thing. Okay, I'm only deleting those because they weren't very well drawn. Right, I was just more making a point. Okay. From there, I mean, look, we have been doing our best to get over the movie, get over all five and fly. All right. I'm going to come back to the volume thing because I actually forgot that this was a really important point. All right. When I go to the 1 minute chart, even at the big above 50 at like 149,000 shares is shady in my book. SHADY, shady, all right? And it's because of this right here. It's what this minute chart looks like. I can see right here, when I click into this arbitrary minute, you can see the volume is 0.00. There was not a single share moved right there. If you tried to sell your $5 share, there's a good chance no one would have bought it. You would have been stuck with it for minutes until maybe something happened right here. All right, that's shady. And it actually is significantly worse. I can't zoom out that much. It's significantly worse over here when our volumes were at the 30K level, let alone the 130K plus. You get what I'm saying? All right. So this is a shady stock. All right. And please, excuse me, please don't forget that. All right. That's, ooh, 2 hiccups. Sorry. That said, yeah, we're in a really close place. All right. Today was an important candle. It was a good big one. It broke 2 significant moving averages. Our MACD is actually at the 0 and diverging. Our RSI is actually at a really healthy 61. And that's not a bad volume increase. All right. That's not actually. So there's reason to believe we're going to try to break all 5 and fly. All right. I think. Sorry, I'm just like looking at this as I think. Yeah, I think that's the line we have to break. I would very much need that to break before I touch it. It's actually not quite today's wick. Do I even want to raise that look? Because that's not a bad 50% of that candle and pretty much the top of those. I think that's a good candle. And then, I think that's a good horizontal. And then my expectation would be to that. Basically 50% of a few, almost the top of that. I think that's a good line. Again, this is the shadiest part of this chart. This doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. This is shady enough. I don't think I would trade this, just me personally. All right. Again, I got a job. I'm not in front of my charts all day. I don't have my finger on the mouse. Like, you know, I would be so scared that in some random minute, some random candle at some random big volume just destroys this thing, right? Obviously, the inverse is the other thing, right? A couple random, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take a lot to make it go up. That same green could be a devastating red, right? Like, there's a real shot that this thing loses 10%. Like, there's not a lot saving it from going from 550 to basically 5, rough numbers, right? So, yeah, I just, to me, this is shady. All right. I don't even think I need to look at the weekly. All right. Yeah. I mean, damn. All right. I'm glad I did. There's a lot of emphasis on that 577. You can see in the box over there, the 100 MA is actually sitting at 579. So it's going to come down. Oh no, that's the weekly. Yeah. Let's raise this just a little bit. Let's take it to right here. That's a good line. I think that's now our line based on the weekly. And then, I mean, look, I don't have $10 dreams. However, yeah, if we break the 100, the expectation would be here. Remember, we need to break it and confirm and just look at that thing. We've been close, no cigar, 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 close. Let's see what happens, right? So I think there's more reason to be worried. Not worried. I think there's more reason to be cautious. I understand why this was a viewer request. I do think that this is a good viewer request. Man, I just wish volume was better. That's actually the truth of it here, right? BBAI. Let's come into BBAI and Look, I think BBAI has a lot more issues than it has signals to be happy. All right. The first thing that jumps out immediately is this 50 moving average to me. All right. Man, since June, damn. Dude, even since May, since the middle of May, we have basically been struggling with that 50, that red line right there. All right. Some insignificant nothing, a couple fake outs, insignificant nothings, not even getting over the line. This 50 moving average has been the death of BBAI. All right. And wow, I'm not going to lie. I was talking about this on the MEM one, but yeah, it's not since July. It's since mid-May. That's ugly. That's at the minimum an emphasis of how strong that line is. All right. There's reason to argue that if we get over the 50, we can roughly call it 180. Maybe there's a reason to believe we'll come all the way up there to 208. To me, I don't think that's worth it. I would just wait for right here. If we can get over all five of these, if we can above all five and fly, you know the rules, right? And I would much rather wait for 230 and just hopefully take this thing up to 330, 315, whatever. Adding almost $1 on a two something stock, like that's money in the bank. All right. Don't get me wrong. Adding $1 from 160 to two something is also big money too. But these moving averages make me believe that, look, the name of this Discord is Making Easy Money, right? I'm not a fan of the name, but in a lot of ways, there's a truth to it. I hate the word easy money because it's not, but like this is easier than here to here. All right. And that's the game, baby. All right. So yeah, for me, I think there's way more reasons to stay away from this. I think maybe you can argue that, hey, if we can break the 50, there's some money to be made and it's worth to try to go up to the 100. Let's just wait for here and watch this thing run. All right. Next thing I want to call out is volume. At one point, the average was around almost 10 million shares was the average. All right. All of a sudden, we're pushing barely 90% of that, and we're roughly averaging 70%, 30% of that, excuse me. We've lost 70% of that, right? We were near the 10. We're now in the 3. We gave away 7, right? Like the interest has fallen. The moving averages are winning. I have to ignore the MACD and RSI. That is what it is for me, right? We'll look at the weekly real quick, but I think everything is happening on the daily. I do. What is the weekly telling us? Look, it's actually telling us we're under all the moving averages. There is no 200. It's only these 4. As I click in them, yeah, there's only all 4 and we're under that thing. Under all the moving averages on the weekly is scary. Under all the moving averages on the daily is scary. It's at least still over the 1, but how strong do you think this one's going to be? All right, the last actual thing is I know of this gap fill down, right? There's a gap down. We took a little bit of it. We've now taken the next bit of it. This is the fatter line between those two chunks. That's a hard fall. No one wants to see more than a 30% loss. And all that, literally the entire movement between these two lines is down. There's a gap up that has nothing to do with, like, that's a fast down. All right, so just be careful overall on BBAI. 23 minutes is a little bit longer than I was hoping for, but GFAI, let's talk about guard force. Where's guard force at? Nowhere good. All right, that's the answer. It's nowhere good. Under all 5 moving averages, incredibly insignificant volumes. Like, we're not even seeing the size of the candles, right? Like, this thing was pushing 60 million in its heyday. Let's just get rid of those. Wasn't that long ago we were pushing 3 million. We're not even at 300K. We're under 90% of not that long ago. And even 2 million is like, volume's king. When no one cares about a stock, that's almost as bad as a bunch of people caring and selling, because a death by 1,000 cuts is the saddest way to go. All right. It really, like, this wasn't that fast a drop. that's the biggest candle of it. Otherwise, it's just been a slow and steady. But the problem is, we went from 8 to basically 4. Death by 1,000 cuts. Almost 50%. I personally would rather see 1, 2 big red candles so it's easier to hit eject, because it's happened to me before. I see all these downs. I'm like, it's okay, I can recover. 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 Hey, nice. I'm starting to recover. Oh no, wait, I'm not. It's okay, I can recover. It's okay. Like, death by 1,000 cuts is a scary way to die. I'm telling you. All right. Under all the moving averages on the weekly, under all the moving averages on the day, on the daily. This one's on the weekly. 100 moving average just formed up here. Yeah, I would not touch this thing under 8. What are you telling me? Maybe 5 to 6 is arguable, but that thing's coming down real fast. The profit between the 50 and the 100 is quickly diminishing. Like, this thing's gonna get down here in a matter of days. All right, so yeah, not a lot to like across all 5, in all honesty. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, thank you.